Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. And by the video title, you know what this video is about. We're discussing, of course, some basketball news, the NBA news that's going on and circulating around. As you guys know, the main thing, the Cavaliers, 7-0. They have the best record right now in the league, doing a very good job. Very good job playing very good team basketball. And their team always been good. The past few years, they've been building up the team, building up the roster, little pieces here and there. And they have a good core of people. You know, they kind of just need some structure and kind of like build around fully. And Donovan Mitchell, last year, did a good job with them, got them to the playoffs, got them past the first round. Second round, got injured. He fell to the Celtics. But this season, they look to try to rewrite that and mix some things up. So they're starting off very good. Beat the Bucks yesterday. The Bucks, it's still crazy because you look at that game yesterday. I believe, Giannis had what? Like 34 and Giannis had 34 and Dame had 41 and they still lost. That shows you how the Bucks are kind of in a little mix right now. I'm gonna get to them a little bit later in this video. But Cavs been doing a very good job going out there, handling business. You look right underneath them in the East, of course, the Celtics at 6-1. You have the Knicks at 3-2. You have the Heat, Miami Heat at 3-2 as well. We won our game. Bam Adebayo finally showed back up. At first it was Idris Adebayo was playing at first because I don't know what he was doing. He wasn't playing bad. It's just like he wasn't playing like a first or second option. He was going out there being like the fourth, fifth option and sitting around the corner and not doing anything fully too much. He had double-double and stuff here and there, but he wasn't doing a lot. But this past game, 34 points for Bam. Went out there and handled business. 3 threes as well. He's showing you that he can kind of switch his game up, and his game got better and better throughout the year. So hopefully continue this and keep this going. The Bulls, they're 3-3 at the 5th spot right now. Magic's 3-3. Nets 3-3. Wizards 2-3, and also and the Bucks way down at 1-5 right now. They're not doing such a good job. Thunder 6-0, undefeated as well. The Suns 5-1, Warriors 5-1, Lakers 4-2, Mavericks 3-2, Grizzlies 4-3. John Morant been playing very good basketball. Been the highlight reel. Every game is a highlight. It seemed like you saw the one play where he was on the ground, he threw the lob up in the air and got the alley-oop. And we see a play, I think it was yesterday, if I'm mistaken. He went up with the fake on one side, and curled underneath the rim and got it in there. John Morant is finally back fully healthy. Focused on basketball, solely focused on basketball. And we know when he's like that and he's focused, he's one of the best athletes, and not the best athlete in the NBA today, and very dominant. So he's been going out there playing good. We also see, of course, the Timberwolves 3-3, Spurs 3-3 as well. The Spurs had a pretty good big win yesterday too as well, beating the Timberwolves. That was a nice win for them. Rockets defeating the Rockets defeated the Mavericks. I think that passed. It was dominating the Mavericks at first. I think that was on, if I'm not mistaken, that was Thursday, Thursday or Friday. It was dominating the Mavericks real bad. In the first half, the Mavericks kind of came back and made the score look better in the end, but the Rockets did a good job keeping it close by. And the Rockets, if you look at their roster, they got a lot of talent too, kind of similar to the Cavs. They're just missing that structure. Ime Udoka implemented his style a little bit last year and got them playing better. They won more games than they won in the previous 2 years combined. So he did a good job last year. So we're going to see continue that and kind of build into them being like a playoff threat or a playoff team. But yeah, so far it's kind of the standards right now. So far in the NBA, we also seen, of course, a lot of news, a lot of news. Let's start off first with some of the major crazy news. Of course, Joel Embiid is being investigated by the NBA after some incident that happened. As a reporter that he shoved after the loss to the Memphis Grizzlies on Saturday night. So he shoved some reporter. They investigating that like that. So I guess they'll maybe send him a fine or some type of suspension. We also see Jackson Hayes is getting investigated as well for a domestic violence thing that happened. I think it was like 2016, 2017, but I guess they're reopening the case or something. They say reopening the case because they've seen some more footage on the Ring camera of him saying to let him go or something like that. I don't know exactly what's happening fully like that, so we don't know if that's gonna be something where they reopen the case to try to make him, I don't know, even more guilty or not guilty. I have no idea, but that's in a headline. I seen it kind of when I woke up. It said Jackson Hayes being investigated, and it said Joel Embiid being investigated. I'm like, what's happening? I just turned into like some detectives in the NBA. So those players getting investigated. We'll see what happens with those news and those updates. But Donovan Mitchell, though, I want to talk about Donovan Mitchell. I know I mentioned the Cavs earlier, but Donovan Mitchell been playing some very good basketball. The game winner he hit was very good. Because Dame had opportunity in the game too as well to hit one. He missed it. Hit the lead. Donovan Mitchell getting the lead like that big game winner, showing you that his clutch ability, his play, when he's fully healthy, he's one of those guys. A lot of people like to kind of like diss Donovan Mitchell a lot and saying that he's not one of those elite level players and those superstar level players, but he's showing you that he can be in that role and be able to lead a team. But we got to see, of course, in the playoffs. Of course, that's the main thing that kind of circulates around him all the time is the playoffs. Can you do it in the playoffs? We've seen him do it in the first round, the second round, but can you get to the conference championship? Can you get to the finals? Can you do that? Because Tyrese Halliburton got his team to the conference championship. We're seeing other players in their team pass there, and they're kind of like on a similar level a little bit. So we'll see if Donovan Mitchell, how the season goes. Got a lot of basketball left. Because last year, I think the Jazz started off very good, and then they missed the playoffs. They were one of the worst teams last year. So we got a lot of games left, a lot of basketball left. So we'll see what happens at the end. But I do want to talk about, of course, the Bucks. I don't know what's happening with the Bucks. Doc Rivers and Darvin Ham is the assistant coach now over there too as well. And they've been a meme. They've been saying those two guys have cursed the Bucks season, and it seems like they have ever since Doc Rivers got there. It's just been bad. You fired your last coach, Griffin, who had you, what was it, 30? It was 34-13. It was a very good record. It was a good record. I think it was like second seed. You fired him last year, and you had a losing record ever since you fired him with Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers was not the answer. We've seen Doc Rivers before. I'm not saying Doc Rivers is a terrible coach or anything, but he's not this all elite level coach they make him out to be. He's not a coach, Spo. He's not none of those guys on that type of level like that. You know, like he's not Tyronn Lue either. Tyronn Lue's a very good coach too as well. He's not on those levels of those guys who can just build teams and structure teams with no matter what personnel they have. They can go out there and make the team very competitive. Doc Rivers is, he had that big glory with the Celtics, but you look at all the failures. There's a lot of playoff failures. I think he had the most blown 3-1 leads in NBA history. Like that, you look through all his history of being a coach, it's just not good like that in the sense of being like that type of tier of like being a high level like coach. So I don't know why they fired the coach, making a decision. I guess I don't know if it came from people had rumors that said that maybe him and Giannis, the coach and Giannis, had some type of incident that happened or something that happened or occurred that led to his firing. But I don't know about that fully. There's not nothing that's factual. But hopefully they can find a way to figure it out. You know, find a way to figure it out because you got Dame who wanted to go to Miami, but you traded him to the Milwaukee Bucks. But he was like, okay, you know, Milwaukee's cool. I got Giannis here like that. You have Dame. You have Giannis, you shouldn't be losing. You shouldn't be starting the season off 1-5. I know it's early in the season, you can always easily turn it around, but what we've seen from last year from Doc Rivers and company in the regular season after he fired Griffin, and also what we've seen, of course, from the playoffs as well, we don't see a kind of turning point happening. So we'll have to wait and watch. Maybe a miracle happen, but Doc Rivers is not the guy for the job. And I remember Giannis said something on the report, remember like in a little article or something, he said that they could get rid of me too. He said this could be our year. We got to find a way to win this year because I could be going too as well. Now they would not get rid of him. Probably the team would not trade him. But if he was wanted to axe out or say, you know what, I'm gonna let my contract expire. I don't know how many years he got left for his contract, but I'm gonna let my stuff expire, or I want to get traded or get out or something like that. That could happen too. Maybe a possibility if the team just not find a way to get it done. Remember they had Mike Budenholzer. He was the coach at first. He won a championship. They got rid of him eventually after some little playoff woes in back-to-back years after the title. And then also we see, of course, the coach they had, Griffin, who was doing a very good job, and then got rid of him for no reason. And then you look at Doc Rivers now, and we're going to see if he lasts. I think Doc Rivers, if he doesn't have any success, they don't get to the conference. You got Dame and Giannis. You got to get to the conference championship. You'll get to the conference championship or competing for the finals. I guess he probably going to be gone as well. So I guess they got him probably based off of name purposes because his name is powerful and strong and big or something like that. But in terms of his coaching, it's not like he's horrible or anything, but it's just not like that level to help them out like that. It was the wrong move, a bad move by the Bucks to do that. So we'll see what happens. You know, they still right now struggling a little bit, you know, because there's two superstars. If I look at the scoreboard and say, okay, Giannis dropped 34 points, and then Damian Lillard dropped 41 points, you gotta win. You gotta win. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. You gotta win. You still lose the game by 1 point. So we'll see if the Bucks can find a way to get it done. If not, they're gonna be in the same situation they was last year. You know, first round exit. I know Giannis was injured last year too as well, but I think if he played, it would have made a difference because we've seen what was happening in those games and stuff like that. It just was like bad, like the way they had Dame playing like that too. I'm like, shouldn't Dame be more on ball? Like in a sense, you know, be more on ball and doing things like that instead of being away in the corner and, you know, like kind of running around and stuff. Yes, he can score off the ball like that, but that's not his main focal point, his main style. You want a guy like that to have the ball in his hands and stuff. But the way Doc Rivers is having them play, doing different things, being a spot-up shooter and stuff, it kind of messed the flow up a little bit. So we'll see what happens. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. There's a lot of NBA news, of course, going on. In terms of basketball in general, the only thing, I think college basketball has started up, of course. I've tuned into a few games so far. Also, the Unrivaled League, that 3v3 Women's Unrivaled League, will start up in a little bit. I'm gonna be watching that probably as well, give a few updates on that on these videos. And yeah, just stay up to date. Stay up to date with basketball stuff. As you guys know, it's mostly football because football season is here, and that's my favorite sport too as well. But I'm gonna definitely give you guys at least 1 to 2 basketball videos a week. I forgot to do the other one last time on Friday, so I'm probably have it this week. Be on the lookout for that. But that's all I have for today's content. I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Peace out.